Finally picking up some maple logs for our later birdhouse runs. Of course, we can now use maple logs for that. We didn't get the point to unlocking our kingdom, but then again, we didn't really have the cash to pay for our kingdom anyway, so we'll just get in the old-fashioned way, which is through chopping down trees. Well, how's that for timing? I just finished up the stream there, about 3 hours in duration, as you can see with the number of caught fish and the fish per hour, so it wasn't it wasn't super efficient, but of course, it still helped. And also look at that, we picked up a medium clue scroll, which maybe this is our ranger birds. I think we're going to go and do that right now that I've got some time to play a bit more actively. We decided to do monkfish over our crumb ones because we haven't completed Taibo One-Eye Trio just yet. So that'll be the next one. Actually, if we look at that, 99 quests completed. We're about 2/3 of the way there to having all of them completed. Now, of course, that ignores the fact that the last ones that we still have to go are the more complicated, more complex, and higher stat requirement ones, but that's besides the point. Let me dream, right? Okay, let's go and complete this medium clue scroll. And there we have all of our clue scrolls completed, as well as a mystery box picked up from our Quizmaster. Why don't we start off with that? We've also got a beginner, easy, and medium, so starting off with the mystery box. 500 gold, can't complain. Beginner clue scroll. Not too bad. Some lore runes, you can't really expect much better from that. Probably better than what we just got out of that one, to be fair. And our medium casket for some decent alcohols. Again, if we do lose our green d'hide body, I guess we've got another one. We don't have to spend 10 or so K to get that one. So a decent backup. Another 5 Guardians of the Rift game completions. Was it 5 or was it 10? I'm not too sure. We've done 30 points though. That means 30 more searches of our rewards guardian. Without further ado, hey, congrats to the boy with the Abyssal Needle. Let's see if we can get lucky. We're really looking for some lovely pearls there so we can get more of our armor pieces. Let's see how we go. Well, okay, the talismans are a bit of a waste, but at least we got a lot of lore runes, a decent amount of death runes, and a good number of nat runes as well. We'll open up our intricate pouch, see what we get there. Some blood runes. Okay, not too bad there either. They actually sell for a great deal, don't they? So that's actually not too shabby. 63 rune crafting coming in there, and also we can see that we actually managed to get up to 1275 total level, now up to 1276 recently, so good to see the total levels keep climbing. Alright, well, because we want the lantern and the other pieces as soon as possible now, we're going to switch back to opening the rift every 5 closures, so that allows us to get 15 total. So it was 10 games that we played in our last clip, but this is going to be 15 more search of the chest. Let's see what we get. Nothing we really love to see. We at least picked up a few more abyssal pearls. I think those are the main pieces that we want to see there. Another couple hundred and then we'll get in that next piece. But beyond that, couple hundred nature runes. We've got quite a nice stack there, so we can probably get some experience from High Alking. But yeah, it is what it is. Still missing those other pieces. Still missing the main draw cards from this one here, of course. First time using maple birdhouses. We actually did AFK a few runs, of course, a few inventories as we talked about beforehand. That should keep us busy for quite some time. Earlier ones were giving us 720 experience per. I believe we want to ensure that we do show this now, and let's see what we get. Instead of 720, we are getting 820. So not a massive milestone or a massive jump, but there is 46, and that's what we like to see. We do have some quest requirements that need us to have a decent hunter level, and this is going to be our best way to get it there. Also, we can see we're not far off a crafting level, which should be quite nice. We'll also get our seaweed done too. That'll help with our crafting long term, but yeah, keeping the grind going. Well, that sucks, and that's the downside of using our regular compost. Dead seaweed, not too good. I think we might actually have a little bit of a detour at some point as well, just to mine a whole bunch of what is it called there? Volcanic ash, so that we can make our ultra compost. But for that, we also need super compost, which means that we need to go and buy a whole bunch of pineapples, chuck them in the compost bins, and then wait for them to mature. So maybe we start adding that into our daily run here alongside this stuff. I don't like doing too many dailies, honestly. I like to keep it, more so whatever I feel like doing, but I think that will greatly help with the longevity and the long run health of this account. Well, I've been world hopping like an absolute madman, but there is 916 pineapples, which should basically turn into a 1-for-1 number of super compost. So 900 plus super compost, We just need to pick up the final piece of the puzzle. Well, actually, final piece of the puzzle. We still have to ferment these pineapples, of course, into the super compost. Rot them down into their refined, delicious slurry. But what I'm more looking at is the volcanic ash. So we'll have to go through, and I think it's 2 to 1. 2 volcanic ash for every 1 super compost. So we'll need about 1800 volcanic ash. That should actually give us a decent amount of mining experience, maybe even a level out of it. Not where I'd be expecting you to level up, but there is 43 farming from collecting our super compost. So I've finally started mining some volcanic ash for our ultra compost, which will be a huge help later on. And I'm quickly looking up the yield that we get on the wiki for volcanic ash, because we're only getting 2 per mine here. And what do I see? Well, I see that 52 mining is when we get 3 ash obtained per 1. We're currently 51 mining, very close to 52. So I think we just go and power mine to 52, and that'll make this process a lot quicker. So I do know there is a nice 3 iron ore spot in the birdhouse area, so why don't we quickly head back to there, and then we will finish things off. In fact, I can just run there from here. So I'll see you there. We'll get 52 mining, and then we'll continue on with what we're doing. And there we have 52 mining. No major milestones shared in the chat box, but if I go over and mine this ash pile, you'll see that we're currently at 160. We should jump up to 163 instead of 162. And that means a 50% increase on what our yield was before, what we were harvesting. 163, there we go, very nice. So I think in the long run, that actually saved us, although we spent maybe 5-10 minutes down there power mining iron ore, we did kind of waste it. We did drop it rather than banking it, which, to be fair, banking it at this stage of the game is pretty important, but I just wanted to get it done. I want to get back into this. So now we should reach our 2000 plus volcanic ash that we're aiming for pretty damn quickly. So I'm going to keep going here. I don't think we'll get into levels now because the experience that we get per isn't that great here, but I'll see you back here in a little bit once we've got it all finished. A few hours of mining later, and there is just over 2000 volcanic ash. That should be a good bit of ultra compost. Let's go and do another run now and start adding it to all the ones that we've got stored up with the tool leprechaun. And after doing our compost run and also using all of our super compost to turn it into ultra compost, we now have a nice stash of 182 in there, plus enough pineapples there to make another 600 or so. So we'll be slowly doing those over the next wee while. Maybe we need to start doing some herb runs. For that, we probably need to go and pickpocket master farmers for a good wee while, so maybe we'll look to do that at some point. We do need some more thieving levels for some of our quests, so it's not wasted experience by any stretch of the imagination. And to be fair, none of the experience is wasted experience when you're this low level. But that's the kind of grindy stuff out the way. Now we can move on to something a little bit more enjoyable. What is that? Who knows? Find out soon. Definitely wouldn't suggest it's everyone's idea of fun, or anyone's idea of fun even, but we're going to be doing our Regicide quest. Hopefully, I believe we have to run through the underground pass again, which should mean that we have a chance to recharge our Ivan staff, which as we can see only has 100 charges left, so that'll be quite nice ahead of some more Wilderness Slayer or bosses. But yeah, let's get through this morning's in part 2 quest line, starting off with the Regicide. And this time we have 50 thieving, so we should be able to picklock through here and save us having to run through this whole path across the side. That's going to save us a whole bunch of pain, heartache, and multiple falls, no doubt. Very nice, makes it so much better. All 4 obstacles successfully navigated first try, easy money, thank you very much. And as we talked about, we can also recharge our Ivan staff, which we absolutely will do here. I believe we use it on the well, is that correct? Well of Voyage, there we go. Let's try it there, nothing interesting happens. Do we talk to Koftik? He gives me some food. I'm gonna have to look this up quickly, one moment. Bugger. So I actually use it on the well that I ran past beforehand. Which does mean that at the end of this quest I'm gonna have to run through this area anyway, just to get to the other one. I can't be bothered doing this, I'm already gonna go for the quest, so we'll just leave it behind, excuse me for the flashbang, and we will recharge this later on, but that was a massive oversight on my part. Whoops. Alright, time to try out the fractionalizing still. Let's see if we can get it first time. Okay, that's very good. Now it's fully green, we can exit this one, we have completed it. Now add these 2 to it as well, and now we have the barrel bomb ready to go with our strip of cloth. So now we've made quite literally a bomb. You can see that this is updated on here. Now I'm actually going to use it one more time with the coal tar, and this time we're trying to do it for our Morning's End Part 1. So if we can do this here at the get-go, then that would save us some time later on. And that's the second barrel completed as well. So there's our barrel of naphtha for the second quest. Good stuff, let's keep going with Regicide. I guess the well wasn't that far, so we could have backed off if we wanted to. This is the well that we use it on, and now we should have the full 2500 charges. Indeed we do, perfect. I'm kind of glad the quest requires us to run through the underground pass twice, because if not, it would have had to have been a special trip, and that would have felt a little bit bad. You know, nobody loves going through the underground pass, that is for sure. The good news is I think after this quest we might even be able to teleport to Litia, whatever you want to call it, and that might allow us to traverse into that area to upgrade our staff even quicker. But that's why it's so important to get our upgraded Ironman staff here so that we can get 2500 charges over the 125 or 150 that you usually start out with. I'm not too sure. But good outcome anyway. We've got it charged up and we're nearing the end of this quest. Nothing like a bit of casual terrorism inside your video game for children. And there's the completion of Regicide, 13,000 agility experience plus a wee bit of cash money, not too bad. And access to the other side. Now what does that mean for Morning's End Part 2? I believe we just need to do Morning's End Part 1 followed by Part 2 to have access. Morning's End Part 1 to do. Also we need 65 agility. I did not realize that. Okay, we need to maybe boost up if we can, otherwise get some extra levels. We still need to do Roving Elves, however, so 3 more quests to go, a few more experience rewards to go. Is Roving Elves the last one? Why don't we quickly check while we're here? And it is indeed. Okay, so we can do this one here, and in between, maybe if we get some experience for agility, that would be quite nice. We do need some more graceful pieces, like our helmet, our cape, and I think that's basically it, isn't it? Yeah, so that could be something that we look to do as well, you know, on the Seer's agility course. And that should be the completion of the Roving Elves quest. Now, with regards to the weaponry that we're going to choose, I think we're going to go for the shield. The shield should be a good tanking item for later on. We will probably purchase the bow a bit later. I can't actually remember, is there a diary reward for one of them? Oh, that's going to be so much longer down the track though. We're just going to go for the shield. I think the shield would be immediately impressive. And there's 10,000 crystal experience. We do have a nearly depleted shield, and perfect, there we go, starting Morning's End Part 1. That's exactly what we want to have. I believe we also get a teleport crystal out of this, and we're going to head straight into, and there we go, so good. Okay, we're going to go straight into Morning's End Part 1 now. Oof, it's going to be tricky. Yikes, let's see how we fare. And with that, we have the completion of Morning's End Part 1. I believe this is also one of the quests that had their rewards changed. The wiki shows that the thieving experience used to be 25,000, now it's 40,000. That should give us a level or two, maybe with our hit points as well. And start Morning's End Part 2, there we go. Alright, well, we can't do that just yet. We need to do some other things first. I believe it seems like we need a few more levels in agility. 63 hit points coming in, 56 thieving, some good milestones once more. And let's see if we can complete our next one. Can we boost for Morning's End Part 2? 65 plus, oh actually no, never mind, 65 plus agility is a recommended item. We actually have all of the stat requirements, right? So why was it showing as 65 in here? I'm so confused now. Morning's End Part 2, we've started it, no longer shows 65. Maybe that was also a recommended thing, not a requirement. So we actually meet all of the requirements and we actually can start off this quest. Well, how about that? Well, we've finally completed the puzzle, and as you can see with my inventory, we had to pretty much use absolutely everything at our disposal there. So we had a whole inventory full of swordfish, most of our potions as well, which as you can see has finally run out there. We're not going to drink another dose because that's a bit of a waste, but we finally managed to make it through into our mysterious ruins, and because of our Guardians of the Rift reward in the form of our catalytic talisman, we can now use this rather than having to get a death talisman or having to get 50 random assorted items there, which honestly the latter could take hours. Good that we've actually got 2 of these catalytic talismans, so we can just use this bad boy right here. Should be able to enter this immediately. And would you look at that, now we use our crystal on the altar here, and I think we should be able to head back and maybe go and finish it up. So where am I doing it? Back over here, okay. And here we have the completion of Morning's End Part 2. And remember, the whole reason why we did that is we get 60,000 agility experience, which takes us from, what was it, 62 up to 64. So 2 levels, just 2 levels. About 40k to 65, not too shabby. Wilderness Agility shortcut, not too bad. Rope to the Fossil Isle Volcano, not really sure I care about those ones, but more importantly, we've finished some of the most annoying quests in the game. 103 quests completed, 198 quest points, and now we can have access to the Death Altar and craft death runes in Guardians of the Rift mini-games. So that's pretty bloody good, happy to see that. We can now move back to Guardians of the Rift if we so choose, maybe get up to 65, get some death runes crafted. Oh, it's good to have this finished off. Remember that back in the day, this used to give you 20,000 agility experience, now it's giving you 60, so this was given, you know, a massive update to give you 3 times the amount of experience that you otherwise would have got. Without it, we might have only got partway through level 63, so happy days there. What's next on the cards for me? Who knows, we'll figure that out. Decided to do the What Lies Below quest because it gives us some rune crafting experience. I absolutely want the experience, thank you. Oh, it's defense experience, that's why, because they ask cures, don't they, in case they don't want that. 8,000 runecraft experience, 2,000 defense, you know, we like both of those, and more importantly, we are nearly at 64 runecrafting. You know what comes after 64? 65, that's right, well done, give yourself a pat on the back. 65, of course, is our death rune requirements, and then we can start crafting some of those. I think I might go back and do a little bit more Guns of the Rift, but then we probably want to continue on with our Slayer, because I've been putting it off for a wee bit. There's 49 crafting coming in, Bullseye Lantern lenses. 64 rune crafting coming in. Quite unlucky with points, unfortunately, as we had multiple times where our potential was like 14.97 and we still managed to roll and miss out on that extra reward point. So this time only 14 rolls of the chest, 70 rifts closed so far. Let's see how we go. Okay, a modest amount of Abyssal Pearls, not too bad. Again, the Air Talisman's not great, but what can you do, right? Quick update on our rune total at the moment. Let's see where that puts us. We have a good number of Cosmic Runes for when we do start using some of our crafting supplies, battle staves and the like, you know, charging orbs. Again, fantastic number of Nature Runes. Starting to build back up that Death Rune collection, which will only grow once we have access to the Death Altar as well. Decent number of other elemental runes, of course, which is very good because we almost run out of air runes beforehand. And yeah, other than that, some good money that we can make out of our blood runes too, so pretty good all round. Well, that's a new one, 2 Talismans of Fire there. And with the completion of this game here, that should give us our milestone level 65 rune crafting. As we all know, death runes can now be crafted from rune essence, so we're going to start doing that here. We do have as well, oh, okay, we can't power up because of course the game has ended. 73 rifts closed so far, so we'll do 2 more games, maybe get some death runes along the way, and see where we end up afterwards, shall we? But that's a huge milestone level. We might be taking a little bit of a break here from rune crafting a little bit. I would love to get another piece of the rune crafting set, as currently we're just rocking the skirt and we'd like to get the hat as well, but we're still quite a few pearls off of that. Maybe we'll get a bit closer when we manage to check our rewards, which you'll probably see shortly. Not too far off another crafting level, not too far off at all another mining level, so we're getting some, you know, extra experience along the way here too. First time entering a Death Altar, let's see, do we get lucky with our runes? Oh my god, 23, and it even makes an overcharge cell, you love to see it. What a day, what a lovely day. Another 5 rifts closed, bringing us up to 75, this one giving us 17 points in Elemental and Catalytic, so I'm certainly getting a better flow for the game itself and getting some big points. Let's see what we get this time. Well, there we go. Our pearl luck at the beginning was pretty poor, but then subsequently it kind of picked up a little bit. Let me see what's in this pouch. We get a hard clue. That actually could be alright. And some astral runes. Wow, okay. I don't know if we've got all that many astral runes at all. Or do we have any? Wow, so our first astral runes on the account, and I think that means that we don't get any as rewards from that chest except for in the intricate pouches. Interesting. So we have 200 pearls. I believe that's getting us close to another one. So boots, of course, would be nice. 250 to get those, we currently have 216. We have the robe bottoms, which cost 350. We have the chest piece and the hat. Not too far off. We could go for the Ring of Elements. I need to figure out what the hell that does. It's worth a fair bit though. Guardian's Eye, no idea if that's helpful, but can we do our hard clue? We actually might. Oh my god, we actually need to go to the Dark Mage to repair our large pouch as well, so this works out pretty well. Let's go and do that. But as I mentioned earlier, I think we will be stopping our Guardians of the Rift there for now. Alright, quickly repair our pouches before I forget. Now let's get our second clue. Answer of 13. Can we complete our next step? Ooh, yes we can. And I'm realizing as well that it would actually be quite useful if we were to get our Lunar Isle quest done, get our Lunar Magics, and then use our NPC contact to speak to the wizard in the middle there, the Dark Mage, to repair our pouches, especially if we're going to be using a lot more Gardens of the Rift long term, which I think I will be doing. So maybe that's something that we keep on the not so distant horizon and see how we fare there. And next step we have General Heining and Tyrus Camp. Well, we actually just really got the quest requirements out of the way with that, with Morning's End Part 1 and 2. So we can now enter the Tyrus Camp from any of our charter ships. So that's another step that we can complete. Puzzle box completed. What do we get? Another clue. Can we complete this one? Fairy Godfather and Xanaris. Easy. Easy money. 3 steps completed. So this is the first real chance that we've had to get a casket. Let's see if we do. No, another clue scroll. Can we finish it? Blue Dragonhide body, blue Dragonhide van braces, and no jewelry. Okay, so we don't have either of these suit just yet. What's our crafting for blue Dragonhide? Let's quickly see. Remember, we do have lots and lots of blue Dragonhide in the bank, but oh yikes, we are well and truly away from that. 71 crafting necessary. We're currently at 50, so I'm going to have to look and see whether we can get these from drops. Otherwise, this might be the stage that we drop the clue. So we can get both items from the Brutal Blue Dragons, which are found in the northwest section of the Catacombs of Kuren. So maybe that's what we try and go for. Just camp that. One of them is a 1 in 64 drop, one of them is a 1 in 128 drop. They're going to take a wee while to kill, but maybe if I protect from magic and throw up some Ivan's Blast spells, that might help out a great deal. But we'll look to do that in the next episode. Thank you all very much for tuning in there. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, give it a like and a subscription, and I'll see you in the next one.